Once upon a time, in the middle of a cold winter, a queen sat sewing by her window. When she pricked her finger, drops of red blood fell on the white snow. Seeing the contrast, she wished for a child with skin as white as snow, lips as red as blood, and hair as black as ebony. Not long after, her wish came true. She had a beautiful baby girl named Snow White. Sadly, the queen died soon after. The king remarried, but the new queen was proud and cruel. She owned a magic mirror that she asked every day, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest one of all?" The mirror always replied, "You, my queen, are the fairest of all." But when Snow White grew older, the mirror said, "Snow White is fairer than you." Consumed by jealousy, the queen ordered a huntsman to kill Snow White. But he couldn't do it. Instead, he let her go and brought back a boar's heart to trick the queen. Lost in the forest, Snow White found a tiny cottage belonging to 7 dwarfs. They welcomed her and warned her, "Beware of your stepmother. Don't let anyone in." But the queen soon discovered Snow White was alive. Disguised as an old woman, she visited the cottage 3 times, once with laces, once with a poisoned comb, and finally with a poisoned apple. The apple worked. Snow White fell into a deep, death-like sleep. The dwarfs placed her in a glass coffin on a mountain. One day, a prince saw her and was so moved by her beauty that he asked to take her with him. As his servants lifted the coffin, they stumbled, and the piece of poisoned apple popped from her throat. Snow White awoke. The prince asked her to marry him, and she agreed. They invited everyone to their grand wedding, including the evil queen. When the queen asked her mirror who was the fairest, it answered, "The new queen is fairer than you." Raging with jealousy, the queen went to the wedding only to meet a terrible end. And so, Snow White and her prince lived happily ever after, visiting the 7 dwarfs often and ruling their kingdom with kindness and joy. Moral: true beauty comes from a kind heart. Courage can overcome even the darkest challenges. And those who act with jealousy and cruelty will never find lasting happiness. That's all for today. See you next time with a beautiful story on Wisdom Secrets.